big 3 games, none bigger than the one at 11 a.m. Eastern, half an hour earlier than normal on a Sunday. Manchester United taking on Liverpool. I want to start with United, Tim. I'm going to start with you. The jury, I think it's fair to say, is still out over whether Erik ten Hag should even still be the manager of Manchester United. How big an opportunity is it today for him to quieten some of those voices?
Huge opportunity, one that he's taken in his few years. The questions have been out, they're still out, and he finds a way every now and again, or certainly some of his star players find a way just to win those big games and those big moments, whether it's against City in the FA Cup or at Anfield, getting results. So it wouldn't surprise me. But what else doesn't surprise me is the fact that because he's still in the job, that just creates more questions for the public. It creates more questions for me. We're looking to see, can he figure out what the identity of this football club is, of this team? They've made some really good signings, which we'll get to. But ultimately, everything is there for him now to continue to perform at a high level that is expected of Manchester United. But what I would say is, lost against Brighton. If they lose today at home, I mean, the crowd, I'm not going to say will turn on him, but we'll certainly know that they're unhappy.
Well, at the top of the show, Robbie, I mentioned that he's had 2 seasons just over in the job. Somebody like Arne Slot at Liverpool's had just the 2 games. And we talked about other managers at other clubs who've already had their impact, and it's obvious. Have we seen an impact, an identity yet from Erik ten Hag after 2 years?
Not a strong one. Not a strong one. I think that the biggest identity we've seen is counter-attacking football and sit deep and play on counter and rely on moments. The Manchester United as a football club and as a board of directors now and as a bunch of fans want more than that. They want more control than that. They want more dominance than that. And to your point about the other managers, even if you look at the other games today, all the managers at Palace, at Newcastle United, Tottenham, you know, Liverpool, Arne Slot.
Chelsea?
I'd say, yeah, every one of those managers Oliver Glasner, Crystal Palace. That's different. That's different to Roy Hodgson. Arne Slot in 2 games. Well, that's a little bit different. Maresca at Chelsea. Oh, that's what he's trying to do, is it? It's very much like Pep football. And still there at Ten Hag, I guess I want to see something different, Rebecca. More control, more consistency, and not just a team of moments, as Tim says, where players have produced great moments. This is a second chance for him, I feel like. He's had an opportunity with his own players, really. I think he dominated the recruitment side of things. Didn't really go great. And now you've got another side to the football club that's not, well, no, we're bringing in these guys, and it's more of a collaboration, so it's another chance. I've got to say, when I think about the young players, that's where I'm encouraged with Manchester United. Kobbie Mainoo, Garnacho, Diallo, Lenny Yoro, that's the new signing that's out injured at the moment, and Rasmus Højlund. That's surely the future. That gets me excited. I think United fans now want to see, when they're all fit, how this new United team might look.
Tim, do you think the transfer window and the ones that they've brought in, and actually some of the ones that they've managed to get out, is as good a transfer window as we've seen in 10 years?
For a while, yeah, for a while. But to your point, he now has all these tools, right? The board actually allowed him to bring in some players, which we think he got wrong last year, right? They brought in new players. We think it's their best window in a while. I think that puts more pressure on Ten Hag, because now we're saying, you haven't really had an identity for 2 years. Now you've got really good players, some really good young players. Show us this identity.
The only thing I would say is, it's good. We've got to be patient to judge. Because I feel like we can't really judge Erik ten Hag until Yoro comes into the side and Ugarte.
Even though he's been there 2 years, you don't still
well,
think
this
you can't
new
judge
bunch
him.
of players, I think we've got to wait until they're in it to see how he works them. It's a bit like Arteta at Arsenal back. Remember that? When he brought in the new players, he had a terrible start. People were saying Arteta should be out. And I remember saying, well, let's wait till the new players come into the team. So I think it's the same situation now. I'm not saying they're going to go on and get close to the title, but the new players need time to integrate, and let's see how the manager does with them.
Big game.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host of NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. And if you want even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock.